you supposed to find out that code back in the day?
It is in a fairly obscure location in level 5-4.
That's kind of random.
So now we get a Baby Mario segment, which will be decidedly less ass than the ones in the 3D in the DS version. What a surprise! Mainly because it is not necessary for anything.
That's cool. Have you read the note placed onto the Voyager spacecraft from 1977?
Wait, what now?
The Voyager spacecraft, which is like sent out into space in hope of like finding other people. It's just a cool note, like talking about how like we are a community of 240 million human beings on like who inhabit the planet Earth, and the states are rapidly becoming a single global civilization. So yeah, it's just kind of cool.
Can we hit the cloud?
We hope someday, having solved the problems we face, to join a community of galactic civilizations.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing. They were trying to make that sci-fi.
Ronald Floss has lyrics for this song. I have not listened to that one. I've never done warps in this game. I don't actually know how you do them. If somebody cares to explain in the chat, I will pay. Can I get up there? I don't think this does anything. Oh, too late. Oh boy, Tetris section. Wasn't there a really ass Tetris section in the DS one that I hated? This one is, as you would expect, quite a bit easier. Well, I'm not talking about start and select on the pause screen. I'm talking about, like, skipping levels. There's some glitch you can do that lets you skip large portions of the game, I think. Oh wait, am I stuck now? Okay. Bounce off a spring takes you to a warp, or they're Shy Guys. Wait, what? Bounce off a spring, it takes you to a warp where there's Shy Guys with 1-ups. If you go slightly left and hover above the zone that warps you to the area, get warped to the top left corner of 1-1. Okay. Well, I'm not going to do any warps, because I want to get through the whole game normally. Maybe once I'm done with that, I can look into that. Every stake, because you never know. Well, I hated a lot in Yoshi's Island DS because it was warranted. The game was complete garbage. No, there were a few okay parts in it, but mostly it was bad. Ninjas spend most of their time flying, but sometimes they stab. One of my favorite quotes. It is also one of the most useless quotes. Hence why it is one of my favorites. Yeah, I knew that was a mistake. I had to see if there was something down there. If the DS one had the item system this one had, would it be a lot better? Yes. It wouldn't make up for every bad problem with that game, but it would make it a lot easier. Because, like, usually when I play through this game, I don't abuse items very much, but that's because I've played it to death. If I was playing this game for the first time now, I would probably not know where a lot of the stuff is and have a hard time, and I would very much appreciate the items. Popping balloons. Not if I can help it. Can the first balloon that he hits ever be the correct one? Because if so, that would be kind of garbage. Because you can't stop him from hitting it, I don't think. Boy. There we go.
You win.
Over all the games I've commentated over, which was my least favorite to play, honestly, probably Yoshi's Island DS. Maybe just because I'm coming fresh off of it. I'm sure there's been other ones that have been kind of bad, though.
Conker.
Conker's pretty bad. There's the ones that I never finished, like Sonic Unleashed. Of the games I've never finished, though, let me think. Gex 3 was a piece of shit, but a lot of the reasons that I stopped playing that one were because of technical problems. Oracle of Seasons is a good game, I've just not ever played through it. I still like Tomb Raider The Last Revelation, it was just really boring to LP. Lego Harry Potter was confusing and probably not that fun to watch. And then there's just various co-op stuff that I'm forgetting. Are there any unfinished ones I want to go back to? Nuts and bolts. Maybe I don't want to, but I feel like I should. And I don't completely hate that game, so I might at some point. Hermione is very bad at riding the broom, I don't remember that. I remember basically nothing of that game other than being very confused all the time. I remember having a hard time in some random hallway, like, I think the one leading up to the troll, outside the Quidditch field. I don't remember anything of that game, really.
Which one was that?
Lego Harry Potter.
Ah.
The difference between red coins and normal coins is, normal ones give you a life for every 100. Reds are completely unnecessary unless you're going for 100%, in which case you have to get all 20 in the stage. The purpose of getting 100% is to unlock the extra levels. If they made a Cursed Child game, that would be amazing. Would I ever LP Sonic 06? I don't think so.
We can't do any better than Poke and Cap or Red Spray, honestly.
Yeah, they kind of did everything that could ever be done for those games, I think. There's a shit. Sound effects are so shrill. I think they're okay. I am curious what a 100% Sonic 06 would entail. Not curious enough to do it myself, but I know that there's a lot of, like, weird stuff you can do in that game that most of the playthroughs don't really cover. So that right there is actually a pretty cool mechanic. I just kind of did it without explaining it. The pitchers, or whatever you want to call them, the baseball kids with the gloves, will throw an egg at wherever you are, so you had to do a bank shot for him to catch it, and then, depending on where you stand, he'll try to hit you, so you have to go down here to have him hit the cloud. It's pretty clever.
I liked All Hail Shadow.
"All hail Shadow," and then they just die laughing.
What was the friend's line? Something about
Annihilating everyone who's not his friend.
Yeah.
Or something like
It
that.
was like a shittiest line.
Who stopped making videos of any entertainment value?
Me.
If you're saying Retsupre, I don't like most of their long play stuff, but I am enjoying the Kickstarter ones. And every once in a while they'll do a Flash game, but it's pretty rare.
I'd rather them do that than make fun of random people.
I don't know, I still liked those. The Dahirin shot videos were the best. I'm so sad that those are gone.
Yeah. Didn't somebody try to back those up?
I don't know. I heard... I found a topic on it, and I think somebody had backups, but they didn't have them uploaded anywhere, so... Like... I understand maybe not being able to put them up on YouTube again, but there could at least be, like, a download for them somewhere.
Yeah.
There are backups? God, the one with the freaking giant quadcopter going over the highway.
The fruit trucks turning
The fruit
into
trucks,
a quadcopter.
yeah, and then destroyed an entire
That was
army
the
base.
best thing ever.
That was amazing. Yeah, for anybody who hasn't heard of these, basically it was a... Was it Turkish or, like, Pakistani? I don't remember what it was. It was some foreign company that had no purpose other than to try and patent really ridiculous ideas in the hopes that at some point in the future, like, these ideas would become reality or something similar to them would be, and so that they could, like, claim patent on it and get a bunch of money. And so, like, they started out stupid, but at least kind of innocent. Like, there was one of this entirely automated restaurant, and then there was, like, this weird grocery store that you drive your car into, and there's, like, you get your stuff off of, like, what would you call those?
A vertical conveyor belt of shelves is what I would call it.
Basically, yeah. There was stuff like that, and then there was one where it's, like, this robot that goes into your veins and clears out cholesterol, which was a little bit disturbing.
Yeah, it looked terrifying.
And then they just had one of... There's a truck of... It was apparently for fresh fruit. Just
Wait,
basically
hold on. Before
a
you
semi...
start on that, it's important to note that every one of their early ones was narrated and explained, but this one had
Wait,
nothing.
they were?
Yeah, weren't they? I'm pretty sure they were. The earlier ones...
I don't think they were.
Had a person, like, explaining the concept in voiceover.
I don't remember
the later
that.
ones didn't.
But anyway,
I thought they did.
But yeah, what happened is a random semi pulls up to an army base, and then through a very slow and convoluted process, like, slowly transforms into a quadcopter, and then just starts firing missiles at the base, and destroys, like, 100 planes. Like, so many fucking people die because of this quadcopter. And the best part are the two guys that are in the truck that come out and, like, move a couple pieces. And then they escape on the random the random motorcycles that were included. That is the only role that they play. Everything else is automated. So, that was when they got batshit insane. And then there was another quadcopter one, which is, like... The Retsupre one of this was amazing, because they spent, like, 10 minutes trying to figure out what the hell it was. It's... basically... There's two big trucks going down the highway, and extending upwards from these trucks are these really, like... They looked like fruit roll-ups. They were these long, thin wires that connected to a quadcopter holding a gigantic blue disc. And they would drive down the highway. And when they come to an overpass, the truck in the front would, like, disconnect their cable, and then they'd drive a bit, and then the truck in the back would disconnect it, or no, then they'd reconnect, and then the one in the back would do the same, and then they'd keep going. And they're just like, what the fuck is the purpose of this? And it was eventually determined that the trucks exist for no reason other than to provide power to the quadcopter through the cables. And apparently just one cable on its own would have been enough, but they had to have two to get past the, like, overhangs. And it's all, like, a method of transporting stuff. Just an extremely inconvenient one. It was the best thing.
It doesn't make any sense, because nowadays, if you need to transport something as big as the fucking blue pizza they were moving in that one, you would just disassemble it and put it on some trucks. Like, you don't need a quadcopter.
What was the game that I played the most? I saw somebody ask. Honestly, it's probably a Pokemon game, and I'm gonna say Silver, the original, because I think I put like 400 hours into Pearl, and anywhere between 200 and 400 in basically every major game since then. But Silver, I remember I had like 600 or 700 hours. I don't know how. Like, I don't know what the hell I spent so much time doing in that game. But, yeah, that was pretty bad. How many hours did I put in Mario 64? I couldn't frickin' tell you. We did have a backloggery account. It hasn't been updated in like 5 years, though.
I don't know about 5 years, but in a couple of years.
How did I keep track of what? Just from the in-game clock. What, if you're talking about Pokemon. No, I definitely didn't do competitive breeding. The only time I ever bred stuff in Silver was, for the pre-evolutions. I don't think I ever used it for any other reasons. But, a lot of the time in that game went into getting my team up to level 100, because this was the only Pokemon game where I ever did that. And it's in the one with the worst frickin' area for grinding. And I completed the Pokedex in that one, and this was the game where I refused to use evolution stones on stuff unless it had, like, the best moveset possible. So I had to get, like, Growlithe up to level 50 to learn Flamethrower and stuff like that. So there were a lot of hours put into that shit. Also, I lent that game to my friend at one point, and I don't know how much time he put into it. Silver's the game I have the most memories with. It's not my favorite in the series, but it is the most nostalgic for me. No, I didn't get into trading arguments because I didn't start hating trading until Gen 4. It was fine before the internet ruined it. When you actually had to know somebody in person and have the link cable, it was inconvenient enough to be okay. Like, I only hate it when it becomes too easy. But, you know, for all the time I put into my original Silver version, I could not tell you what my trainer's name was. I think it was probably Ash, but I don't know for certain. I know what my team was, but, that was the end of that sentence. Of course I gotta clear every bit of dirt. It would annoy me. You know what's a really nostalgic and memorable game? Tetris Attack. Yeah, I played the hell out of Tetris Attack. I'm pretty good at that game. I haven't really touched it in a while, other than the, like, minute I played earlier, but... Fave. Oh, shit. Okay, so... I'm gonna confess something. Despite knowing a lot of stuff about this game and it being one of my favorites, I do not know how to get to the ending secret in this stage, because it's not required for 100%. I'll see if I can figure it out in this playthrough, though.
On Reddit.
The Donald.
Yeah, like, the Donald and enough Trump spam are just, like, at each other's throats. And then we have just randomly the Brendan, like, joining in.
The Brendan?
Yeah, it's like these people who want...
Oh, Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, to, like, become popular again, and they're, like, joining in on the timer, but they have nothing to do.
Brendan, you have to try these leaves. They're
It's
poisonous.
just, it's glorious to watch. I'm on a, subreddit drama, just watching.
God, Mean Bean Machine. I am awful at that game. I think I beat the second level one time. I used to play that on Sega Channel quite a bit.
I can consistently get to the third level, but have never beaten the third level.
It's on Reddit, cheese. The Donald has, like, pages and pages of just the same picture over and over and over because there's just...
So here's Nepa
It's
Nut.
amazing.
That's a good name for an enemy, Nepa Nut. I believe it is supposed to be Neptune with the second half of it, like, switched. Oi. Wait, that was the last red?
I'll probably just read the transcript of the inauguration. That's what I usually do.
Mean
I don't
Bean
usually
Machine is
watch them
hardest
anyway.
hits.
It's just easier to read a transcript.
Oh, Dave Coulier. Isn't that the guy who, Phalus hates? Continuously duck. Pokemon Channel is not a game. You know what else isn't a game? Taboo the Sixth Sense.
I have played that.
Taboo?
Yep. On NES.
This is not a game.
Yeah. That was the creepiest fucking
That really
thing.
was really creepy.
Anybody remember that? We had that game on the NES and went to, like, turn it on, and, it, like, got
Glitched
corrupted,
out. Like-
and there was
like
text
NES
that
game.
said, "This is not a game."
And there's nowhere in the game I think that says that.
There probably is somewhere.
But
What,
it's
Taboo the
creepy.
Sixth Sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says that right at the beginning.
Don't remember it saying that.
It does.
You destroyed that copy of it? I do not remember that, actually.
Yeah. I sent it off, remember?
Link's eyes on the wall of the well. That is the most missed opportunity. It is a true shame. That and the clip of Jonah saying, "I love lambs." That one was unfortunately lost to the tides of time. So, Echo the Dolphin LP. Obviously.
Yeah.
I like how I needed one more seed. Okay, so the level is complete at this point. I can go back and use the key for a minigame, which I'm gonna do. But then there's, like, a bunch of weird Baby Mario stuff you can do, and I have to see if I can figure out how to do it.
All the kids are still children. It doesn't matter how old they are. They all act like children.
All otters are baby otters.
Even the oldest one.
You'll never forgive me for introducing you to Alfred's Epic Fugu Catastrophe. But it's a good Flash movie, though. Wait a second, where's Steve? I'm going to sound the alarm. boy. Okay, so let's do the minigame, and then see if I can figure out the Baby Mario thing. What is the minigame gonna be? I'm guessing throwing balloons.
Hootin' balloons.
Yep, it is throwing balloons. Does Jordan still pick his acne? I don't know, probably. So we get to do this for a while. I'm gonna speed up. Oh shit, I sped up too much. Okay.
I fast forwarded wrong.
Jordan's the oldest one. It's him, then Jonah, then Jenna and Jeremy, which are twins, then Justin, then Joey. Boy, am I glad that he's frozen in there and we're out here, and that he's the sheriff and we're frozen out here, and we're in there, and I just remembered we're out here. No! Yeah, we're rewinding that one. I've already frickin' basically beat the level. Screw this. The magician. I like the random magician thing that I kept doing in the last few episodes. It was completely unneeded, and it didn't make any sense. Oh! I didn't see them coming, I was looking at the chat. No! You mother father, why would you do this?
Mother father.
Nothing wrong with mother father. There's also nothing wrong with Teddy Oldface Violet. You didn't believe me that it was a thing. I have still not proven to you that it is a thing.
No. I don't know what that means.
Are we screwed? Yeah, okay. So here's how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna save state and see if this can work. How in the hail? God, I forgot about Oh My Gravy. It was the worst. Alright. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much what you do then. And then you just get over here, and then you just get coins, because, you know, coins. That is the most worthless secret. Like, there is no reason to do that. But, when I said earlier that there's a secret in this level that I don't know how to do, that actually was not it. I have done that before. What I was talking about is... Is it down there? Where is it? This. What is this? And how do you get to it? I have never been able to figure that out. Because it's isolated from the rest of the stage. There's no red coins there, you don't have to go to it. It's just there. Does anybody know?
Probably just go through a wall somewhere.
But you don't really go through walls in this game.
I thought they, like,
Use them
phase
all.
out.
Oh. Actually, hold on. That is very weird. Okay.
Let's see how this is.
Well, that's one mystery solved then.
How do you get back out now?
You probably don't. Alright.
Oh, it pushes you back, I see.
Well, that was kind of cool, I guess. It is something that has bothered me, so now we know. Yeah, power-up is a very strong word for what the mole does, I agree. This sprite of Yoshi floating while shooting watermelon seeds is the best sprite.
It's normal.
like randomly speeding up. Alright, now I get Big Boo. I'll just do this for a bit. It's more of a trading card goings on, because the word game implies fun and enjoyment. I like the trading card goings on, and the random collection of strong bad bench pressing dinosaurs cards or whatever that was. We were at the IHOP the other day. I just randomly started laughing because I was thinking of the date email, and I wanted to be like, just randomly kicking Martin in the leg and be like, hey, do you feel that? What is that? It's like, well, you're kicking me in the shin. No, I think I'd remember something like that. It's like the best thing ever. Do you know about this glitch that can give you infinite lives? I think I saw that in the Proton John video. Don't you, like, die in lava and then it pops out and you hit a switch and it, like, glitches out? I forget how you do it exactly. Must get random bonus stars at all opportunities. Strong Bad is on point. The Homestar Runner in Marzipan Extra Real Dating Sim XR is like a work of art. It just doesn't get any better than Strong Bad. Strong Bad, read a book! Anybody who knows what I'm talking about is probably laughing at it. Anybody who doesn't is very confused.
There's a strong butt in there, but it's getting eaten by some Linux.
Strong Bad, read a book! Strong Bad's muscles can beat me up. I've liked Strong Bad since I'm 2 years old. Good time! Okay, I'll shut up. Literally all my jokes? Yeah, probably. Sid Hoffman or Sid Frenchman? I did explain that one. For anybody, like, never mind, I'm not gonna bother explaining what that meant. But, after the IHOP situation, I was also reminded of the Sid Hoffman, Sid Frenchman game. And, if you've ever seen my, okay, this sucks ass. Let's just, I'm gonna take the star loss, but I'm not gonna keep reloading, because that's stupid. But yeah, anybody who's seen the Homestar Rerunner, you've probably seen this, because I posted it, but, oh, we got flickering. In the date email, at the end of it, in the Sid Hoffman, Sid Frenchman minigame, if you guess correctly 20 times, the flash, like, glitches out, because they intended to put in a reward, but then, like, forgot to. So, it, like, I think it flashes the word reward on the screen, and then Homestar's mouth moves very rapidly without him actually saying anything. And then it just cuts to a still image of Strong Bad at the computer with a capital M. And then that's it. It's the best fucking thing ever. But somebody just asked where I first discovered Homestar. It was in a post on the Ultimate Board of Cool Stuff. I wish I could, like, see if that topic was archived somehow, so that I would know the date that I originally found it, but I did look once, and I was never able to find it anywhere. So I don't know the first day that I ever discovered it, but I can, I think I was able to pinpoint it to, like, a specific month. I just remember that, it was before they updated the Tunes and Games menu to the, well, let's see, the Tunes menu was the Chinese food restaurant, or, like, the Chinese restaurant menu thing. And the games was like the stack of board games. And one of the things that was on the main page at the time was, apparently there was a new pom-pom shirt that they had available in the store. But yeah, that's all I can really say. Oh, and it was before they updated the, Homestar Talker. Because originally, the, phrase that you had to say in order to unlock the Strong Bad main page was, making out with marzipan is totally awesome, and then they changed it to, pom-pom and Strong Bad are totally going out. And I think the wiki mentioned what date that changed on, and so I was able to kind of figure it out from that. What would you do if a little animal came up to you? That was from Little Animal, email number 23. I don't know the numbers of every email. In fact, I don't know the numbers of most, but I do know that one. Okay, that didn't work. Oh, from Do-Over? Well, it was featured in Do-Over. Do-Over, I think, was 130, right? Somebody tell me if I'm correct. Because fun fact about Do-Over, they actually recorded the DVD commentary for that email before they actually made the email. So they were just talking about absolutely nothing during it. And then halfway through, they were like, we should make it about this. And then they just made it on about what they said in the commentary. What the hell? Where did I miss a flower? Can I go back? No. Okay, can I rewind? I feel like I shouldn't be missing a flower. Save. Am I gonna have Boo Run? Do I kill all the Boos? Kill the 2 Boos in the dark room. There can be a random ambulance. Don't discriminate. Not this room. Well, I'm gonna do this room anyway. Who put a Bengal tiger in the Kaiser's latrine? Your favorite controversy was whether or not... Okay, hold on. Is this the right room? The large room with the boogie-type enemy things. Oh, can I go back to that? Or am I stuck? Okay, I remember the one you're talking about. Let me see if I can go back to it. If I can't, then I'll have to play the level again. Why is there a ghost here? Get out of here. Can't. Well, it's not going to stop me from trying anyway. Haha. Now I just have to find where that door was. I think it was this one here. Yep, okay. Here we go. Aha, I have fooled you. The cinnamon was actually basil. when you forgot to scan the boost ball guardian and you have to live with 97%. I don't think that happened to me. In Metroid Prime 1, I never scanned the Flagra Tentacle or the Ice Shriek Bats in my first playthrough. And possibly a few other things. In Prime 2, I think I got all the scans when I played through it, but I don't know. Oh, that wasn't what I was supposed to do. What am I supposed to do here? You have now died from basil poisoning. Oh yeah, you go in here and reset the room, okay. When's the last time I went through Prime properly? Define properly. Well, actually... There was the playthrough where Joel was playing and I was being like the navigator and we did 100%, if that counts. I wasn't the one playing though. The last time I actually played through the entire game was in one of the really old streams I did, along with my first Banjo stream and the Spyro the Dragon one. Because I did a 100% run during that stream, but that one is no longer archived. If Yellow won the poll... hold on. If Yellow won the poll and you did the 100% run or whatever, would you use a weird team of obscure bad stuff? If I... Well, let me first of all say that Yellow is probably not going to win the poll. It seems like it's going to be Mario 64. So I assume I'm doing that game. That doesn't mean I'm not doing the other choices, though. It's just I won't do them immediately. So when I eventually do that playthrough, I plan on basically doing what Dark-Minded Sith did and having, like, the chat, or not the chat, but the comments kind of vote for what stuff to use. I'm going to put a list of, like, what things I've used in Gen 1 before, and kind of nudge people towards picking ones that I haven't used before, and so I'll go with whatever they have. I'm expecting a bunch of bullcrap like Sea King. I keep saying I'm going to use Sea King one day. It will happen. There's a lot of Gen 1 water types that I've not used because most of them are trash. So there's Sea King, Golduck, Kingler, Seadra, which I actually have used, Dugong, Cloyster. I wouldn't consider Vaporeon trash, so I won't, like, the ones I'm not including are, like, Vaporeon, Starmie, Slowbro, Blastoise, Lapras. I don't know if there's any I missed. Oh, Kabutops and Omastar. I think those are both on the good end. I'm not sure. Kingler's not a bad water type. In Gen 1 it is. And 2 and 3. Because it doesn't have the special split yet. But yeah, I'm fully expecting a team of, like, Sea King, Farfetch'd... God, what other shitty stuff is there? The problem is half the Pokedex is poison types, and I used all poison in my playthrough of Red recently, so I wouldn't want to use those again. There's always Raticate. I mentioned earlier that I'm not hyped for Mario Odyssey, but I am looking forward to it coming out. The difference between that being is that I don't consider... Like, I'd consider it hyped if I was, like, super obsessed with it and, like, looking up theories and stuff. I forgot about Tentacruel. I used that in my Red playthrough. Yeah, there's actually a lot of Gen 1 stuff that I've never really used in a proper playthrough. And some of them are actually pretty good. Like, I've never used Marowak. I don't think it really came into its own until Gen 2 because of the thick club, but it's at least decent. I've never actually used Gengar. I have not used Slowbro in a playthrough other than using it in some of the post-game facilities of White 2. I've never used Gyarados. Trying to think. Tauros. Chansey, I guess. Starmie. No, I used Starmie in Randomized Crystal. I don't know if that counts, though. Because it had, like, a completely illegal moveset in that. But yeah, we'll figure something out. We're not going to be doing that playthrough for a long time, so I'm not going to worry about it yet. I've used Parasect in Gen 1 like 3 times. I don't know why. Oh, and due to them being trait evolutions, I've never used Golem or Machamp. I did use Alakazam. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, we're gonna reload that one. I did use Alakazam in Gen 1, I think, and... yeah, Gengar I already said, so... And it's gone. Okay. So this part's actually kind of cool. You have to get this box over to solid ground before you can break it. So it's very particular in how you manage the eggs. Will I use the Pikachu? If the comments tell me to, then yes. Or at the very least, I'll use it until I get something to replace it with. Oh yeah, you do get a Machamp from an in-game trade. That's a good reason to use it then. Clearly I'll use Jinx again. I don't think I used Jinx in Gen 1 before. I did in Gen 2 and 3. I think that was it. I'm sorry, I'm just wanting to make sure that I didn't miss something back here. No, okay. I used Tangrowth and Soul Silver. I don't remember it being bad. I'd like to say that no, I will not use an unknown. I really, really don't want to.
It would be nice if they were usable. Back when Gen 2 came out, I tried very hard as a kid to use one. I tried.
I will get an unknown Q with Hidden Power Psychic, and it will be the best team member. So yeah, here's a transformation that is weird and exists.
It is totally useful in every way.
Backwards driving train, go.
Well, I mean, why not?
When I start working on the tabletop RPG, I plan on giving Unknown an ability similar to Wishy-Washy, where it basically summons a bunch of extra ones and gets, like, increased attack power and can use more than one attack and stuff like that.
You know what? Why the hell doesn't it have that ability?
Because
like maybe as a
they don't
or
want to.
something.
I don't know.
Well,
I like Galad and Gardevoir. They're both cool. they've been better about it in terms of making deliberately bad Pokemon. I'm trying to think of the last one that was actually, like, complete shit. It might have been, like, Gen 4. Like, I'm trying to think if there were any things in Gen 5 that were really, really bad. Like, the worst ones that were, like, the worst ones they had were just the ones that were kind of unimpressive, like Maractus. But, oh, god damn it, I knew I shouldn't have done that. I forgot. Trubbish isn't bad. Like, at all. And, what did somebody just say? Pyukumuku? Is Pyukumuku actually bad? I know it's hard to use. I don't know if it's actually bad, though.
I would say it's situational.
Kricketune is what I was thinking of when I said Gen 4. But yeah, I like Trubbish and Garbodor. They're cool. And don't be dissing Boo Boo Keys either. Like, even if you don't like its design, it is actually really good in the metagame.
Also, being good in the metagame shouldn't define a good Pokemon. I mean, really, it's an entirely subjective thing anyway, but...
Well,
there are some outright
see, when
designs.
people say, like, completely terrible Pokemon, I think, like, performance-wise, and not even necessarily competitive, but, like, if it's so bad that you can't even use it in-game, like Delibird,
yeah.
then there's a problem.
Sure.
And design-wise, I still don't think there's anything wrong with Klefki. It's a thing that steals keys. That's all there is to it. It doesn't need to be anything else. People just have a problem with object-based Pokemon for some reason.
I don't get that. I like object-based Pokemon.
What the fuck? How did that despawn? Go back. Go back. It did not take me that... Stop getting hit by the cardboard. Oh god. Oh my god. Okay.
Sure it was an accident?
Lakitu, go suck a dick! Okay, we need to get rid of it now. Are you gone? No? There. Fuck off! That one was mostly my fault because I was looking at the chat, but...
Fuck off, Loki!
Hey! Alright, well, I had fun. I used a Swalot in, XD. It was okay. It wasn't great. Its main use was the fact that it had, Shockwave as, like, a TM move that it knew from the start. Without that, it would have been very unimpressive. I don't think I knew this cave existed. So I'm pretty sure it's not needed for 100%. I might have known this existed, it's just it's not completely coming back to me. Used a Delcatty and it was okay. That's more than I've ever heard about it. I thought Delcatty was considered the worst Pokemon that is an evolution of something. If Butterfree had an Alolan form, I'm not sure what I would have liked it to be, though. Like, I can't imagine it as anything other than Bug Flying. Maybe, like, Bug Psychic. Actually, we don't have a Bug Psychic type, do we? That would actually be cool. Hey. Also, I want to point out, why the hell does Vivillon have all of these like regional forms that are supposed to be like based on where you find it in the world, and yet so far the only region you can get it in is Kalos, because it's not in Oris and it's not in Sun and Moon. So like, if they were trying to like retcon it to be in all these other regions that it actually wasn't, they have been doing a really bad job of that so far. Are you 16 times accuracy or 16 times move effectiveness? Because you can get a times 16 super effective move with a Delcatty if you do it right.
You can? How?
It has to be in a inverse battle where Delcatties normalize. You have to like, I think you like skill swap it, or no, you use. Okay. Delcatty uses Assist, which calls a Hawlucha's Flying Press, and turns it into a flying and normal type move, I think, because of the way Flying Press is coded. And you use it against a Rock Steel type in an inverse battle, so it double resists normal and double resists flying, which translates into a times 16 super effective.
Damn.
It's kind of amazing.
It's extremely specific.
Yeah. The Cave of the Mystery Maze. Not only can you use X accuracies in Gen 1 to hit with one-hit KO moves, you can also counter an X accuracy. It's kind of awesome.
You can counter an X accuracy?
Yeah, if you're fighting the computer and you use an X accuracy, they can use counter and it will work. It also works with the other X items.
Why will it
Because
work?
Gen 1 is ridiculously stupid. And this was before counter worked for all physical attacks. In Gen 1, it was only normal and fighting.
What the fuck? I am having a hard time wrapping my brain around that one. Maybe because it's so fucking stupid.
Did I miss this out? What is the stupidest glitch in the franchise? I'm tempted to say Acid Rain, just because of the fact that it didn't exist in Diamond and Pearl and somehow ended up in Platinum, but it's not the stupidest one.
I think probably the stupidest one would be the fact that in Gen 1, if you use Focus Energy, it reduces instead of increases your crit rate.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Just because it was coded that badly.
I'm still also not sure if Ghost being completely ineffective against Psychic was a glitch or if they intended it, because I'm pretty sure the official material said it was supposed to be super effective. Acid Rain is a glitch in Platinum, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver, where if you have some form of weather going and then KO a Pokemon with Pursuit's ability to hit before a switch, it will basically cause all 4 forms of weather to occur at once, and they will all inflict damage on both opponents, but it inflicts them based on the Pokemon's move, or ability. So it'll be like, the rain is coming down heavily, Pikachu is hurt by its static. The sunlight is bright, Pikachu is hurt by its static. Like, it's the best thing ever.
Pikachu is hurt by its static. That's pretty good.
Oh, there was a cloud there. Is there really nothing here? Oh, there it is, okay. Dig had the same power as Earthquake? Huh.
But when was that the case?
In Gen 1, apparently.
Oh. Even though it's said differently?
Bubble Beam sounded like the world was ending. Yeah, pretty much.
Aurora Beam, I believe, sounded pretty bad, too.
Wait, hold on. Things could evolve with a burn heal? What?
What? Since when?
I'm confused.
I've never heard that one. Ha! You better get a burn
I
heal.
can't read all these giant posts right now, but yeah. Come on. Oh, the love ball doesn't work.
It just plain doesn't? Good. I like that one. That does me a good.
It was supposed to work on things that evolved with moonstones, but it was programmed for burn heals. I still don't really follow you. Oh, the moon ball gained boosted effectiveness on things that evolved with burn heals. Good.
Wait, hold on. Am I understanding that right? Does that mean that...
The moon ball did not have increased effectiveness on anything.
But if there was something that evolved with a burn heal, that
it would have worked on that, yeah.
How did that happen? Did they just, like, give it the
mainly,
wrong item code?
Mainly, I'm confused why the coding actually checks if they evolve with a burn heal instead of just putting in the list of the 4 Pokemon that it would have worked on. Especially...
It's better coding practice, because if they change later on what does or doesn't evolve with the moon, then they have to remember to go and change it somewhere else in the code too. It's good design to have it do that, but it's bad design to have it check for the wrong thing.
Get out of that way. But yeah, I remember the Yoshi and Gen 1 thing. How did I miss those? Didn't you have to trade a Dragonite back and forth and then use a Firestone on it? Also, I still haven't used this key. I will someday. One day I'm gonna catch that filthy animal. I think the reason Ledian doesn't get any attention is because it's irredeemably bad. They'd have to give it, like, 50 or more like, points in attack for it to do something. So here we have one of these weird bandits wearing a Yoshi hat contests. Enjoy these. And it makes noises like a squeaky rat, much like that one enemy from Ocarina of Time. Ledian Solo Run Go. Did I ever watch Schoolhouse Rock? I don't think so. I am aware of what it is, but I don't know if I ever watched it. I'm sure I've seen a couple episodes. Alright, I need something that I can hit with an egg. Oh, wait, here's something. No! Why would you do that? Okay. Yeah, Furret is not good, but I think it's, like, you can at least use it and not completely fail. Ledian is one of the few Pokemon that I wanted to use, and I attempted, and it didn't seem like it could do anything. I'm trying to think what else that happened with. Not very many. do we get flicker? We get flicker.
Yeah!
What is it with these sections having flicker? Behold the rare flickering background. Where's the last flower? It better be here. Yeah, I think it is. Oh, so Lydian got the elemental punches in Gen 2. That actually makes a bit of sense. To be fair, when I used Sunflora and Magcargo in Fire Red Omega, I think they had increased stats from the vanilla games. I know Magcargo did. I actually don't remember if Sunflora did. And also, Jinx just randomly got Psycho Boost. That was pretty good.
Jinx got Psycho Boost? What,
in Fire Red Omega.
Oh, okay.
So here's one of my least favorite levels. Do we have to do this one? Okay, fine. First, let's kill all the Kirby's. Throw the giant-ass egg, and they'll turn into stars. Oh god. No! No! No!
No, you didn't.
Did I get all three of those, actually? Yeah, it looks like I did. How are you supposed to get up here? Bounce off the Shy Guy, maybe? Have I converted to the Church of Team Skull? No, I have not. I still hate them. I hate them less than when I started, but I still don't like them at all.
What caused the change of hearts?
Hold on. In Japanese Red and Green, there's a set of 6 hidden items scattered around the world where if you pick up any one of them, the other 5 disappear. That's amazing.
What?
I wonder if that's for the same reason that performing the Mew glitch in certain areas can cause trainers or Snorlaxes to disappear. Because I had one of the Snorlaxes despawn in my red playthrough. That was pretty good. I seem to remember you can get on top of these posts. I don't know how you do it, though. Minigame time. Oh boy, it's my least favorite one because it's boring. Yeah, Gen 1's pretty great. When I eventually do my playthrough, I do plan on showing off a lot of the glitches. I don't know how to do a lot of them, though, and so anything involving, like, the 8F or, like, arbitrary code execution, I doubt I'd be able to do. So, mainly it's just going to be Mew glitch and not really anything else, so okay, maybe there won't be that many glitches. Alright, I'm going to try something here.
Pokemon Red glitched 100% speedrun, go.
I watched one of those. It was like...
Forster?
No, it was something from AGDQ. The only AGDQ video I've ever watched.
How was it?
Possibly the last, because it was really irritating.
How was the run?
The run was great. Just the constant annoyingness going on was not.
What, you mean them, like, reading donation comments? A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care for that either. Can't say that I understand why donating should incentivize you to like 15 seconds of fame to decrease the quality of a stream.
The background sound is Joel's keyboard. It is not GameCube buttons.
Sorry. I'm trying to keep it quiet, but it's hard to do sometimes.
It's not super loud, I don't think. Oh! I'll just do this for about a month. There we go. Yeah, coins. Yeah, not enough time. Didn't need them anyway, yeah. Yeah, flickering Shy Guy. Come back. My chocolates! Come back! It's gone. I'm sad. Oh, there he is. Now that I won't be able to hit it. Okay, let's get it to respawn. Come on. I'm not gonna say I'll never play a Fire Emblem game, because there was a period of time where I was tempted to try Awakening, but I'm not gonna say that it's likely that I'll ever play one, and if I ever do, it probably will not be recorded. So, things could change, but it's not a series that interests me. My only experience with it is, like, the first hour or two of Sacred Stones and watching a little bit of the first part of, like, the GameCube one, whichever that one's called. Damn it, come on. I don't know why I'm doing this, because it's just for a one-up, but it had to be done. No, it's not a glitch, it's just a thing that if you hit it with 5 eggs, you get a 1-up. Yeah. Alright, let's actually move on. I like the fat troll guys. They're the one good part of the level. I don't know why I hate this level, I just do. It's annoying to get around in. There's a section later on that is complete guesswork to get the items in it the first time through. I don't actually remember if you get a second chance in that one or not. Isn't Sacred Stones one of the easiest ones? I remember hearing that somewhere. I like how that worked.
I have only seen gameplay of Fire Emblem very briefly once long ago, and I don't even know if it was from like a main entry in the series. So to that end, from what I remember of it, it kind of looks like similar gameplay to the game Shining Force on the Genesis, or there's some game on the Game Boy Advance that looks a lot like it. The point that I'm driving home is, I'm not even sure that it's the type of game that Josh would like.
It's not, that's the problem. I don't like most RPGs on a good day, like... And Fire Emblem, I don't think it's necessarily an RPG, isn't it more of like an RTS? Or, not an RTS, a turn-based strategy.
Yeah, it's a turn-based strategy, but...
And that's the thing, I consider those more boring than RPGs. So,
I would agree with that. They kind of are.
Like,
they're fun.
The problem is, like, I'm sure there's plenty of fun in figuring out the strategy of it, but that's not usually what I play games for.
Conversely, that is exactly what I play games for.
Like, I mostly, like... The reason I play platformers is because they're simple to pick up, usually. They require, basically, like, reflexes and not much else. They don't take a lot of thinking. I don't know.
I like things that take a lot of thinking.
I think I want to do the second one. Let's see. Yeah,
I enjoy learning.
Let me see if I did that right. Does this one have reds? Okay, no it doesn't, so it's just the second one. Like, the list of RPGs that I've ever played pretty much consists of the Pokemon games, Mario RPG, the first two Paper Marios, and I never actually finished the first. Earthbound, arguably Undertale. I don't even know if that one counts, because it's more of like a bullet hell type thing. God, what else? That's most of them. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting. But yeah, I'm not terribly interested in the genre. I've never tried the Mario and Luigi series. It's on the GBA, and therefore I don't like it. No, I don't know. GBA is okay. I've never liked that system that much. Have I played Anodyne? I don't know what that is, so no.
I have also not heard of that. I don't know what that means!
Mario and Wario is actually a game I wanted to try at some point. I could just get a ROM of it. All I know is that it uses the Super Nintendo mouse. And Mario has a bucket on his head and you control him with a fairy.
Yeah, that is a lovely noise.
This is a lovely car. That doesn't look anything at all like a hot dog. Not at all.
Are we sure it isn't the Oscar Mayer-mobile?
Oh wait.
Oh, have you played Superstar Saga?
No, they were just asking that.
That's an RPG you might like. It's much like Paper Mario.
Okay, what did I miss? Hold on. It looks like 100% of the level anyway, but where am I supposed to go? Oh yeah, I take this platform, that's why. And then there's like a helicopter up here, I think. We streamed like the first hour of Mother 3, and that is a game I do want to go through at some point. I just haven't been in the mood for it lately, and I'm not sure when that'll happen, but I'm sure it will at some point.
What game?
Mother 3.
Oh. I would like to see that. Because we went through Earthbound, and that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that.
Oh, you bought me that game for Steam? I'm sorry.
What game?
Anodyne. I still don't know what that is. I've barely played anything on Steam. I usually recommend that people don't buy me stuff because chances are I won't play it. I don't play PC games very often. So what's this thing? George the Potted Plant? There was Pony Island, and there was Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. And
that one was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that.
I played Undertale through Steam, and I love that game. I'm sure there's other Steam games. I did a little bit of TF2. I'm doing Skyrim right now, but as far as games that people have gifted to me, somebody gave me 6 Vs a long time ago, and I've still yet to touch that one.
I've been trying to encourage him to do it, since it is an action platformer,
Yeah,
which I know you like.
it looks fun. It's just I never remember that we have it, and whenever I do, I never want to play it. I don't know.
Alright, well, the next time we sit down and you're like, what should we do, I will suggest that every time.
Okay.
Provided I can remember. Because I went through that game and 100%ed it not too long ago.
Yeah.
In fact, just a few nights ago. It took me like 2 hours. We do need to Keep Talking Nobody Explodes with mods at some point.
Yeah.
And we still haven't done the, like, advanced bombs.
Well, that's because most of them are, like, impossible.
We can do them, we just gotta do it.
Okay. Anodyne is Link's Awakening, but weird. Okay.
Alright.
No! Must always make Yoshi spaz out. Yeah, more trains. Yeah, Link's Awakening was a pretty weird game. I'm glad I played through it, but it was definitely not a normal Zelda. Hey look, coins down there that I don't give a shit about, but I'm going to get anyway. Garfield cart. Somebody also gave us Bad Rats, but I hear that that one is basically given as a joke gift, so I'm not surprised.
It is. That is not a good game.
I know it's not a good game. I've seen the review of it, but have I ever played Terraria? Once or twice. Joel tried to get me into it, and I didn't really care for it that much.
I figured since it was like Minecraft and you liked that you would like
What is this
Terraria,
shit?
but apparently not.
I just found it really confusing.
I would argue it's only confusing because you're used to Minecraft mechanics, which it does not use.
Probably.
It's actually a very simple game, but that's okay.
Was that entering a pipe animation?
I would say as far as sandbox games go, Terraria is actually better than Minecraft, but the problem with Terraria is it's 2D, which is definitely a limitation. Some would say it's an advantage, but I think the 3D exploration is an important
It does
aspect.
some things.
And the other issue with it is that it's not particularly expandable or moddable. It's got a lot of content in it to start with, more than Minecraft has, but you can expand Minecraft a lot, and you can't really do that with Terraria, which is unfortunate.
So I've got to point out something in the game here. Well, I'll point it out when I get back to it again. But as far as I'm concerned, one of the best things about LPing or streaming a game is sharing very stupid personal stories with it. And as most of my stories go, this one doesn't really go anywhere. It's just kind of a very small anecdote. But it is very stupid and worth mentioning. As soon as I get back to the sticky crap, I will explain it.
A sticky goo.
A sticky goo! Okay, so yeah, this stuff right here. You can jump up inside of it and get stuck, and Yoshi does this animation for a bit, and then that's it. I remember when this game first came out, some relative of mine, and I'm not going to specify any more than that because I don't know who the fuck it was, was watching me play it, and he's like, oh, that's like the honeysuckle in the maple tree. And I'm like, what? And he's like, it's honeysuckle in the maple tree. And then he just kind of left. Oh. I have no clue what he meant or what that is. So that will always be the honeysuckle in the maple tree. It's very stupid. Oh, yeah, that was Donkey Kong Country 2. In one of the lava levels, when you get Squidder the Spider, there's like a big letter A, I think it is, that basically tells you, like, hey, you can press the A button to shoot webs. And above that is a DK coin. And I had a magazine. It wasn't the guide for the game, it was just a random magazine that had a section of, like, hard-to-find DK coins. Like, if you're having a hard time finding them, here's some of the ones you may have missed. And that was one of the ones they listed. And because I had found that one and thought it was easy, I cried. Good story. I like when I randomly cry. No, none of that. Isn't there a game that nobody's found a secret in? Are you talking about Mega Man 9? Because Capcom kept saying that there was a secret in that nobody had found, but I'm pretty sure they're full of shit. Was Lucario good in Brawl? I never liked Lucario in either game. He's just awkward. Yeah, Capcom's full of shit. There's no way that there's no way that there's a secret that nobody's found yet. There was an entire episode of Pop Fiction about that. Like, the code has been analyzed. There is nothing hidden in that game. The police have been called. Nobody is coming. Or no, was it the police have not been called? I don't remember. Wrestling review. Hey, I'm gonna go get stuck in the honeysuckle in the maple tree. It's gonna be cool. Really? That was slightly glitchy. Oh, I like this part here. Where's the exit? There it is!
Oh! Why can a cloud drop a door?
I don't know, because it's fun.
Is that what we're going with?
Have you read the webcomic, It Sucks to Be Ouija? No, I have not. I've not heard of it. Wah! Wah! However, I did watch Mario and Luigi whip Santa Christ. That was pretty good. It is I who have emerged from the flower. Anybody remember what that's from? Because that's a fairly obscure line that is stupid and only noteworthy because it's stupid. Come on, with this shit. I don't even know if I have to do anything else in here. No, I don't. Pokemon Black and White. Yeah, that was it. The Elite Four, whatever the name of the psychic leader was, she just bursts out of a giant flower and then says, "It is I who have emerged from the flower." It's like, who the fuck are you? Why do we care? Like, did we think it was gonna be someone else?
I don't know how in the hell.
Wasn't she also in, like, the Gen 4 Battle Frontier? I don't remember. Effect Spore cannot freeze. It can sleep, paralyze, or poison.
That would be pretty good if it could freeze.
So, this is the boss that you beat by pressing right. You do actually have to dodge fire, but yeah, you just push it. Yeah, this is Roger the Potted Ghost. And he's dead.
Wow, what a boss. Wow.
I like the giant keyhole that opens out of nowhere. Almost a bucket boss, yeah. There is a bucket boss in Donkey Kong Country. I think that's the closest we've ever gotten.
I keep forgetting what a bucket boss means.
Bucket Boss was a random dream that Martin had once.
Oh, yeah.
And it was also something from Classic Assorted 2, which was a game that Harrison and I made up when we were really, really tired. Because it's just, the entire boss it's a gigantic big dip sitting in a bucket. If you look at the bucket, you die. So to win, you have to equip the black visor, which just completely obstructs your vision.
Useful.
Time for 2 extra, the level that reminds me of white fudge Oreos and egg salad sandwiches.
Hit that switch.
So yeah, this is the level that has the limited number of stars that I talked about. No, the bucket boss is in the original Donkey Kong Country. It's not in DK64. And it's technically not a bucket, it's an oil drum, but it's close enough. Ah, shit, I forgot about that. Okay, let's try that again. I did not put the white fudge Oreos in the egg salad sandwich, no.
That sounds like that would be nasty.
I have not had an egg salad sandwich in many years, and that is a shame, because I like those. It is the only time I will ever eat anything with mayonnaise or mustard in it. Well, maybe ranch dressing also has mayonnaise, but whatever.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
yeah.
No! Okay, let's go back. Shit! Okay, let's actually die and try to do the level legit. I'm not gonna save state my way through this. Okay, I've had my fun. Yeah, Dumb Drum, I think that's what it's called.
That world is the worst. I like the world that Dumb Drum is the boss of, the industrial sector.
Oh, I didn't realize you played the original Donkey Kong Country.
I played the Game Boy Color version.
God. I'm trying to imagine what that looked like.
It actually looked pretty spot on to the original.
Huh.
It was
Because
pretty good.
I've seen the Donkey Kong Land games for the original black and white Game Boy, and those weren't too pretty.
Actually, I still have my, I believe I still have my Donkey Kong Country GBC cartridge. And I know exactly where it is. Could go get it and show you.
Come on. There we go.
However, I'm also lazy and I don't feel like I need to go to the effort. Actually, I think for some reason I have 2 of those cartridges. No idea where the second one came from.
What is Bic Dip Tries It? I'm not sure what you're referring to.
I'm gonna try that. That's really fast.